Guys, gals, and fellow gender non-conforming pals, welcome back. My legal name is C28, and we're nearly there. There's just one more day left of this class, and it's the final day. Final presentation, one shot, make it work, get an A, and we're done. Yeah. So we did have some stuff in lecture we went over, and I think we'll still have another lecture on Thursday, but let's roll into lecture real quick. The primary topic of lecture was just who's who. What do people do? We went over different roles. I'm not going to read this immense list of stuff. It's great information, but it's death by PowerPoint. I won't do that to you. So instead, I'll just tell you, we went over different jobs exist, what they do, what different types of producers actually do. So maybe I'll touch on that. Here's the levels of producers we have. We have executive producer. We have coordinating producer. We have producer. We even have production coordinators. And then you got your directors, and it's just, some of them are kind of names that you just give people to give them. It seems like. I'll be totally honest. It seems like that. What you do seems more important than what your role title is. Some of these titles can be kind of thrown around willy-nilly, especially just executive producer. Like, sure, you're doing a lot of stuff. You're doing a lot of stuff. But like, it seems like as long as you're managing some sort of creative decision, you're considered an executive producer. And that's such a high role that simply having one tiny bit of input, like, what if we made that light green, makes you an executive producer? And, well, I mean, there are people that do a lot more work than that. So it's important to know, what are people actually doing as opposed to just what's their title? Because, you know, they could be doing a lot of stuff or not a lot of stuff. It depends. We touched briefly on freelancing and what that means for you getting paid or lack of. Highlighting it is essential if you are going to work as a freelancer to create invoices and have those categorized for tax season so you don't get a fun little IRS open up. You don't want that. That's the bad noise. I know, dog. I concur. It's bad. Wow, you were loud. You're cutting through my noise gate, through like a wall. Wow. Bork. Huh. So freelancing. Make sure that when you have your contract set up, you have your invoices set. Jesus, dog, can you chill? You have your invoices set. We're just going to deal with the dog. I'm sorry. The final thing we touched on is pre-production paperwork. Just very basic stuff on what is needed before you start your production. The main three documents you're going to want are your cue sheets, your equipment requests, and your call sheets. Your cue sheet is essentially, when are things happening and who the heck is doing it? If that makes sense. Think of it as your schedule. The equipment request is, as it sounds, you're saying, hey, may I please have this equipment? I'd really like the equipment. Please, may I have it? May I please have this equipment? And then you get the equipment. Now, the document should also cover who's giving you that equipment. How much does the equipment cost? How much of the equipment do you need? How much time, maybe, do you need it? Lots of information for the logistics of acquiring said equipment. And finally, your call sheet is, how can you get in contact with people and what are they doing? It's basically a phone book, but it's a piece of paper or 2 or 12. I'm going to just, with no experience, say 12 is the max. Call sheets are never more than 12. Yeah. That's an outright fabrication, just so you know. Totally not based on any facts I have, just saying it. But that does it for lecture. yeah, not a whole lot of really fun stuff like, look at this new camera thing, look at this CRT projector, like nothing crazy like that. Good information for us, not so much for YouTube. I think it could be honest, it could be boring for some of us. But it's important info to know. We had our rehearsal of the lab final today. So that went actually pretty decent, pretty well. The first one, we ran into some issues initially. But the second one, I think, second take we did went pretty well. I seriously doubt I can find the video. Seriously doubt it. So, for now, I did get this bit of media, which is what the lab room looks like fully complete.
So then we can pull it out. So, you know, because if you pull it out, we're good. So, hold on. If you guys...
That's that. Now, if I did miraculously somehow find that video, it's going to be here. And of course, because it wasn't there, you got that dancing skeleton. So that final I was talking about, the one you maybe did or didn't see, just depending on which take of the footage I used, and if I found it. We still have one more take. We're gonna do the final one on Thursday. So I guess the main things that we found that we needed to work on are ensuring that the flow of information is done well. And I think having the technical director and the just some stagehands or the project manager click through slides manually as opposed to having me hold a thing in my hand, that worked a lot better. Things flowed a lot smoother and everyone was more in the loop of what's happening as opposed to giving the talent myself more control. Honestly, it's nice for me too not to have to click through things and just like, whoa, magic. So yeah. Other thing was audio. We had a level issue. So initially when we did the first take, I think the audio was good, but then by the second take, there was a drop in audio levels that we didn't notice, and it turned out very low in the final. So we need to make sure that it's up, levels up. I don't think there was much else. I think setup, we need to be more clear on who's doing what, but we were very good on setup. We were very tight on time. We nearly hit the timeline we were looking for, but it was rehearsal. We'll probably be a lot better by the final one. So let's hope for that. And with that, I don't think I have many other updates for you in regards to Full Sail. So on to C28 business. There's also not really a whole lot. In fact, I can't think of a single thing. Yeah. I'm going to try to make some more content for you. That's all I'll say. There might be a 1 week hiatus. There is indeed a spring break that Full Sail is giving us. So I'm going to take that 1 week to chill the f out. And hopefully that will be nice for me to, yeah, do that. This is short. Nice. Well, if you have any questions or comments, you can, of course, leave those in the comment section below and I'll get back to them. If you enjoyed today's content, you can subscribe. If you super enjoyed it, you can join, becoming a control voltage, getting more control over the channel, like a control voltage in one of these things. And you get early access to videos, access to the Discord server, behind the scenes content, and more as we go. Quite nice indeed. I hope you all take care of yourselves. God be with you. And goodbye, YouTube.